What's up, everyone? It's time once again for a weekly watch list. What this is, the exact levels I'm watching for the upcoming week and how I'm going to trade them. So let's get right into this. First up, ticker SPY, SPY. I trade options and I trade ES futures based off these levels. So, as you can see up here, we clearly have supply, right? We've come up, hit it, hit it, hit it, and we've seen nice movement there. That's exactly what I like to see when creating my levels. So watching this 464 area for a possible reject for puts or ES shorts. As far as bounces go, yeah, we could possibly watch this area here around this 557 for a possible bounce, but the much clearer area, the one I'm going to be watching most of the week if we have a pullback, is this 554 area for a possible bounce for calls. As always, let's wait on confirmation. If you don't understand confirmation, I have a couple videos on how I trade my levels you can check out on here 100% for free, so do not be sleeping on them. Very short video, straight to the point, but very valuable. Real quick before we go on to our next setup, I'm dropping a guide, all right? It's not a book. It's a daily trading plan guide, kind of like ebook form. You'll be able to type into it, or you can print it off for you all this coming week. So be sure you're following my Instagram if you want that. And I'm sure I will post a link in next week's video for you all for those that miss out on that. But yeah, I plan on dropping that this week. I think it's going to help people with discipline, right? If you're following an exact daily trading plan, you have it filled out every day. So, I'm sure you've heard this before. Plan your trade and trade your plan. So that's the ideal here to help you all build discipline. I fill out the same form every single morning. So be sure you're looking for that this coming week. I'm not sure what day, but you'll see it in my Instagram story when it drops. So, and before we go on to the next level, if something happens, we lose this level, we can look for the pull back up retest for a short entry. Or if we continue on down, my next bounce area is quite the wide zone, but I'm looking for a bounce down here around this like 548 to like 549.3. We got quite a big zone here, but once we see our confirmation, looks solid to give a go for a bounce. Up next is SPX. Keep in mind, you can trade SPY options based off these, but I prefer trading SPX options. And again, you can trade ES futures based off these levels. Not really much has changed since last week. I did add this level here during the trading week last week. So if you follow my Instagram lives, you've already updated your chart to this. Very basic support and resistance, areas of confluence, but very dominant. I know Jay Dunn loves when I say that word dominant, but very dominant levels. I use these to, even if I'm looking to take a trade off the SPY chart based off the zones I gave you all, I glance at my SPX chart and make sure, we're not going to reject resistance or bounce off support immediately after my entry. And you can take trades based off the SPX chart, based off these levels as well. And again, I got a specific video showing you how to trade SPX levels. That video is only for SPX, so go check that out. QQQ, here are my updated levels for QQQ. We've got two zones I'm watching, and the rest are pretty clear levels, so I was able to give you more of a exact number I'm looking for a reject. It doesn't always play out that way, but closest resistance we have is this 477.88, the only one I'm interested in. And yeah, I can see a zone here, but once we start getting close to this, if once you've been trading for a while, you see that momentum loss, you see more aggressive sellers stepping in. If you take an early entry before, let's say, this resistance, just keep in mind, maybe it might be a smart idea to trade a little lighter size, maybe half your position size. That way, if we do push up to that key level you was watching, you're not going to be out as much. You're limiting your risk, and you have the ability to add the rest of your position at that level once you get confirmation. That's just one way to do it. Some people, are totally against that ideal, but, when I take early entry, that's how I do it. As far as bounces, we could watch this 467.5. You can see this zone has been respected. Even back here, we've respected this zone. I'm going to see when we get down to it if it's a possible bounce. If I get confirmation, I will try this area for a bounce. If we even get down there, we could just trend up all week. Keep in mind, this is a huge week in the stock market. They could have a rate cut this week. How it affect the market, I don't know. We could pump straight up to all-time highs, or we could sell off. I don't try to guess what we're gonna do. I just trade my levels. I have them ready. I will be trading it inside Team Bull. So if you wanna come trade it with me, you know where I'll be. These are my resistance levels. Each one of these could potentially be a reject area for shorts, or QQQ puts, or NQ shorts. If you trade futures, you can trade NQ based off my QQQ levels. So 477.8, 481.44, 485.5. Then we have this 459 area for a possible bounce. Keep in mind though, when you're looking at this, what I see just looking back at this chart, we did have some chop in this area. So if I get into a trade, I had someone ask me on my Instagram over the weekend, you know, what happens? How do you know if it's going to be a chop? You know, how do you determine if the day's going to be choppy, if the trade's going to be choppy? You know, you don't always know. You know, there's a few things you can look at to say, okay, it could possibly be a choppy day. But at the end of the day, I don't know. So if I got into this trade once we confirmed, and we just say we just chopped around, right? We chop. I'm going to make, you know, if we just hang out, I see it killing premiums, you know, theta decay, I'm going to make the decision, okay, you know, it's probably a good idea to exit this trade right here at break even and for a small loss and move on to the next. I'm not going to sit around all day and just let my premiums get crushed. Just like I told everyone in Team Bull on Friday, we was in a trade. It was chopping, right? Just slow chop. I said, you know, this next 5-minute candle, you know, next 5 to 10 minutes, I believe what I said. You know, if we don't get our move, I'm going to get out before it crushes our premiums, right? I was getting towards afternoon, right? Fortunately, we got the move and we made money. Once I was trading SPX contracts, and once it gets in the money, you know, your premium is gonna explode. So that's what happened. Went up to about $400 per contract in profit. But it's never a bad idea if you feel uncomfortable in a trade, or it's just chopping around, you know, low volume, whatever it is, you know, just exit it. Nothing wrong with getting out of that trade. It's not gonna mean you was wrong. It just happens sometimes. It could have shown all the confirmation you needed once you entered, you know, just didn't hit your price targets, right? You know as well as I do, if you're trading same day expiration, you have a very slow, say we're in calls, a very slow move up. A lot of times, you know, your premiums will not change too much, right? If the move up is kind of equaling out to theta decay or whatever, you're not going to see a big bump in your premiums, and that's why I like to trade levels that's had clear, clean, nice price action. That's why I try to take trades based off that. So hope that little tip or two there helps you all out. And the last level I have is back down here around this 552.5 to like 551.2 area. And that is it. That's all I'm watching for the week. This is plenty to trade. Remember, focus on one good trade. You don't need to take 20 trades a day. And let's crush it this week. This is a huge week. So focus in. I'm trying to get that trading guide out to you as soon as possible. Appreciate you all for watching, and I will see you next time.